find the editing process very healing, don't you think? Because you sort of get this human condition that is so confusing, and then you like try to make meaning and sense of it. Hi, I'm Chloé Zhao. I'm here with the process to discuss the editing of Hamnet, and I'm with my co-editor, Fonzie.
Yes, you are.
That's him.
Affonso. No, yeah, Affonso.
Oh, sorry.
Fonzie.
Affonso.
Is it true? You know everything about a person by touching them here?
Not everything.
I personally don't think about editing when I read a script or go into as a director until all the footage is shot. So
we have to talk to the director and have a conversation and figure out what exactly she's looking for, and then you kind of understand the story. But there's nothing you can do to see the footage.
Yeah.
And this was different too because Chloe's process in every one of her films, and this one, she does the first pass herself. Mm-hmm. So when I came in, the film was already cut, and then we talk about how the process is going to be once I join Chloe. I watched the film a couple of times and we talked. We had a conversation. I said I had some ideas I wrote down. She's like, go for it. And I was trying to catch up with her to like watching all the footage, and then that was it. And then we watched what I had done together, and from that point on, we just became this back and forth. Yeah. And then we go scene by scene. It's like, oh, let's do this, let's try that. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the first person who saw the director's, that my first pass. And I remember I was in Japan. I was so nervous. No one's seen it. I said, but Fonzie, how is it? Yeah, it's good. Could be better.
No, I think I said that. I don't think I said
make
that.
it better.
Yeah, we'll make it better. Yeah. No, I mean, it's very
That's
moving.
a nicer way of saying could be better.
Well,
I think he thought the bones were there, but there's a lot of work to do.
Yeah, but I mean, it was already very moving. I think also because in the process of doing the first cut, you already had music, and you had sound design, you had stuff like that.
Because Max and Johnny was already contributing during that time. But I would say I knew Fonzie's work. I knew your work. And really well, and we have common friends. And I always, just like Maggie O'Farrell's book, when I watch films that Fonzie cut, I can feel that there is a heartbeat, there's a rhythm that is very similar to mine. It's in the book as well, which is really magical. And her favorite filmmaker is Wong Kar-wai. There's a rhythm to the editing that is something you can't really tell people. I rationalize it. So if you don't have someone who already have that natural rhythm that matches yours, it's just going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah.
So I knew this was going to be not a very easy process, but it's just about how deep and how present we can be, right? And so it's so important. I didn't even want Fonzie to watch dailies until he sees that first rough cut, because when we ask our actors, I don't talk to them about character arcs and what they should be doing. They come in, they're asked to be as present as they can be moment by moment. And I think with us, it's the same. We try to bring that way of working into a process that feels like has a lot of control. But I think control is an illusion. Just because the footage there, we have the keyboard, I still believe there's a soul, it's alive. We have to humble ourselves and listen what wants to come through us as well. There's a mutual respect between us and the footage. And that's what I think Fonzie does naturally, philosophically, how he works. So when those things aligned, the rest of the process is very natural.
And I think what it works so well between the two of us is we would be in the cutting room together, and Chloe, I have an idea. I think it's easier, instead of telling you how to do it, let me do it. Mm-hmm. So we were so open with one another. I could say, okay, I have this idea, it may work or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then it was always that open. We both have habits. We both could work at any point. And anything we did, we just show it to each other. We were the very first audience was us.
Yeah, to each other.
So anything that happened. Oh, yeah, I mean, we had Tracy, our amazing assistant, was there too. But it was always between me and Chloe. We'd sit down in the room and then we talk about the music with Max and the sound design with Johnny. But it was always, it was super exciting to have that, to be like, okay, I have this idea. Let me try. And then it can be like, nah.
Yeah, I'll go try and I'll send it to him. And he's like 2 doors down.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, and then, how was it? It's good. But let me show you. Then you will work on top of that and send it back to me. It was like, oh yeah, that is better. So much easier than talking about it to just physically do it.
In the cutting room, she thinks as an editor, not as a director, because she thinks in terms of pace, in terms of rhythm, in terms of like story beats.
It's very sensitive because I was really worried you weren't going to do it because you know, the director is going to edit her films. It's because I shoot so loosely. I don't stick to the script at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so I almost like I have to do a rewriting process in the edit. Each day I try to be as present as possible as a director. So then I'm a different person at the end of the shoot than I was writing the script. So what do I want to say? Right. And our actors contributed things that we never, and nature contributed things, life contributed things. So then now I'm a different director. I'm a different writer. So I kind of had to go through that process. I actually find that process so important as integration for me to come off a shoot that is so dense that actually helped me sort through some emotions I was going through. Find that editing process very healing, don't you think? Because you sort of get this human condition that is so confusing, and then you like try to make meaning and sense of it.
Which also like, which was great. Like you have the script, but it was never something we use as reference.
No.
The reference was the film, which would made it easier for us. Okay, this scene is here, but what if we change things around?
Yeah.
This thing is not happening here, but it's happening here. So it became this loose because we understanding sort of like the movie had a life of its own, and we just had to kind of rethink it. There was not about the script. It was about the story. It was about what the book has in the story, but it was something different, and we kept discovering by changing, by reducing, by moving things around, by taking lines out, and then at the end of the process, like, oh wait, let's put all of that back in, because the film all of a sudden has a different meaning.
Yeah.
And like all this stuff with Paul, that scene, like when she says just go back, and then we kept adding that. It was like, oh my God, that is the reason why he does Hamlet. He does this stuff. We discover like all this stuff.
That is a great example to give you. So to like a Hail Mary, because I would say like last minute thing. So I like test screenings. I like testing early because there are 2 things I think we both look for: clarity and pacing. We had like 600 cards from both LA and London, and there was this one. And that card, right, at first we're like, just one, but it stuck with me all this time, and I keep telling that joke so everyone will listen. When you're holding on to something like that, it's because there's some truth to it that triggers you. The last couple of days of editing.
Yeah.
And I think there was some sound issue. We were like, is there better dialogue for him? Can we look? So we went back and started looking at his extra dialogue.
Yeah.
And then we forgot, because it was cut really early on.
Yeah.
That will answer that one person's card.
And we actually recut the entire scene, which always worked beautifully. Be like, wait a second, this is actually, because then it became not about that scene, it became about the whole rest of the film. And
we sort of sat there at like, 11 p.m. or something, and go like, what? How did we not, and that's, I like it, it's, you just trust the process, that it will always come back to you. You just have to make sure you keep your heart open, ready to receive.
First and foremost, you cut the film based on performances. They are leading us. And then you start trying to understand, because even though it's a film that it inherently is a slower pace, a quieter film, you need to lean on the quietness. There has to be quiet, because it's so in their minds that you need moments for them to have that experience. So you need to kind of like, it's always the balance of, it's very fine balance of try to keep the film moving just to like enough of information that you need to move to the next scene or come in or come out in the sun, but also think about, we need to slow down here. We need to speed up here. I mean, it's true to every film, but this one, it's a quiet film. So.
Yeah. You can't make everyone happy. I'm much more interested in having elasticity right? So, okay, here's a bit slow, but then it goes boom, you know, and then it goes fast. Like I think that will give more feeling of awakeness, aliveness, than if everything just a bit more, okay, it's fast enough. But the overall runtime, that's why testing is important. That's why showing it to other people. And we have gotten feedbacks, you know, someone like lucky enough, Steven Spielberg would say, Chloe, just this area. Is there any chance you guys can figure out to take some step out?
And we did.
And I killed some darlings. And those darlings, it was around the time Steven really pushed for after Hamnet's death, before Will and Agnes's scene, like, you know, that scene of their relationship falling apart. That period, before I start seeing him rehearsing for Hamlet stuff, that period, the grief, the silence of the grief, so much of the book is about that. And we shot so much more there. So much more. And so many scenes that I absolutely adore.
There's so many great scenes.
And so many audience reactions and stuff like that. So Steven was very gentle, but he said, if you could get us there, I'm just promising you, Chloe, like, just please trust me, like, speed it up. And it was every week I was willing to let go of one little moment. Every Monday, I'm like, hey, come on, Fonzie, I'm ready to light that one going, oh, yeah, okay, great, good. And then finally is what you guys saw, but I have to say, maybe it could be in deleted scenes. It was the right thing to do.